Okay, let's talk about one of the most common hurdles in academic writing, mastering sentence boundaries. I know it sounds a little technical, but trust me, getting this right is the secret to making your work clear, credible, and just powerful.
First things first, let's get one thing straight. You're at university for a reason. Your ideas are strong, you've done the work, you've done the reading, and you absolutely have something important to say.
But, and this is a big but, if your sentences are unclear, all that brilliance can get lost. And one of the biggest culprits is something called a run-on sentence. It basically puts a smokescreen over your amazing ideas. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with why this is even a problem. Then we'll nail down what a run-on actually is. After that, the good stuff. 4 easy ways to fix them. We'll apply that to some real academic sentences and finish up with a proofreading toolkit you can start using today. So first up, the clarity problem. Why should you even care about sentence control in your university work? What's the big deal?
Well, the impact is huge. A run-on sentence isn't just a little grammar oopsie. It can totally confuse your reader, the person grading your paper. It can actually weaken your credibility and make your strongest arguments just fall flat.
Okay, now that we know the stakes are high, let's get down to it. What is a run-on sentence, really? Let's identify the core of the issue. So before we can spot the problem, we gotta know what a good sentence looks like, right? The basic building block is a complete sentence, sometimes called an independent clause. It just needs 3 things: a subject, a verb, and it has to express a complete thought. Basically, it can stand all by itself and make perfect sense. So with that in mind, a run-on sentence is super simple to define. It's what happens when you take 2 or more of those complete, standalone sentences and just smash them together without the right punctuation or connecting word.
And you'll usually see run-ons in 2 main disguises. On the left is the fused sentence. There's just nothing connecting the 2 ideas. On the right, you have the comma splice. This one's a bit trickier because there is a comma, but, and this is key, a comma all by itself isn't strong enough to do the job. Both of these, incorrect.
Okay, enough about the problem, let's talk solutions. This brings us to the 4 simple fixes. Think of this as your personal toolkit for sentence control. You've got 4 main tools in your writing toolkit. Number 1, the period. So simple, so effective. It just creates 2 separate sentences. 2, a coordinating conjunction. That's just a fancy term for using a comma plus a joining word like and or but. 3, the semicolon. This is perfect when your 2 sentences are super closely related. And 4, a subordinating conjunction, which lets you show a more complex relationship like cause and effect. And to make this even easier, here's a little cheat sheet. For the coordinating conjunctions, you can remember them with the acronym FANBOYS. And for those subordinating ones, words like because, although, or while are your best friends for showing contrast or explaining why something is happening. Okay, you've got the tools. Now let's put them to the test on some real university-level writing. It's time to tackle some academic sentences. Take a look at this. This is the kind of sentence you see all the time, right? Can you see where the 2 complete thoughts are jammed together? There's one idea about students struggling and another idea about why they struggle, but they're all mushed together. And boom, here's how we fix it. On the left, we use the word because to create a really clear cause and effect relationship. On the right, a semicolon works beautifully to connect 2 very closely related ideas. See? Both are correct, both are clear, and both sound way more professional. Now, let's clear up a super common myth. A lot of people think that a long sentence is automatically a run-on. Not true. Look at that example on the right. It's pretty long, yeah, but it's grammatically perfect because it uses connectors correctly. The problem is never the length, it's always the structure. So how do you actually spot these sneaky run-ons in your own essays, especially when you're staring at a draft at 2 a.m.? Well, that brings us to your proofreading toolkit. When you're proofreading, just ask yourself these questions. My favorite trick is that second one. If I put a period here, would I have 2 complete sentences? If the answer is yes, then congratulations. You've probably found a run-on, and you know exactly how to fix it. And here's some super practical advice. Your number 1 goal, always, should be clarity. If you're ever in doubt, just use shorter sentences. There is nothing wrong with that. It's a strong, safe strategy. And please, remember this. Clear writing is always stronger than complicated writing. Okay,
We have covered a lot of ground here, from definitions and rules to fixes and real-world examples. So, after all that, what is the single most important thing to walk away with?
It really just boils down to this. A run-on is simply two complete sentences that have been joined the wrong way. You have 4 solid tools to fix them. And mastering this isn't just about grammar. It's about making sure your ideas are heard clearly, which is essential for your academic success.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to this. Strong, persuasive academic writing is built on a foundation of sentence control. It's the structure that lets your incredible ideas shine through.
And I want to leave you with this final idea. Don't think of this as a bunch of boring rules you have to follow. Think of it as a form of power. Because when you control your sentences, you control your meaning. You make sure that your reader understands exactly what you want to say, exactly how you meant to say it.